Good afternoon, sir. So, shall we start the session? Hello, sir.
Hello?
Sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes, please. You proceed.
Okay. Vidya Bharati, you can start.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Good afternoon, one and all. Prayer can change a situation, it can move the heart of God, and I believe sometimes prayer allows us to understand our situation rather than affect the outcome. Our hearts change as we seek God's wisdom and trust as we march forward into this great event with high hopes and aspiration. Let us innovate the blessing of God Almighty to have highly successful in all the venture. I'm extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to address you all on this auspicious day. I welcome you all for the Impact Lecture Section to Institution Innovation Council of ACET is association with Entrepreneurship Development Center. Welcome. Every morning with a smile, look on the new day as from your Creator. Another golden opportunity to complete what you were unable to finish yesterday. Today will never happen again. I take immense pleasure requesting in Suresh Sir, Assistant Professor Mechatronics, ACET, to welcome the gathering.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir. Sir,
Suresh, sir.
voice is not audible, sir. Kindly unmute, sir.
Suresh, sir. Sir. Suresh, sir. Sir, please unmute.
Screen காணோம். சுரேஷ் சார், கால் பண்ணிடலாமா?
Okay.
To establish true self-esteem, we must concentrate on our success and forget all about the failure and negativities in our lives. Excellence is not being the best, it's doing your communication engineer to introduce our chief guest.
Hello, sir.
சுரேஷ் சார், dear students, can you hear my voice?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It is a great pleasure from one to introduce and welcome the chief guest of this afternoon. And now we are in the fine moment of listening to such a personality. We take immense pleasure to recognize the valued presence of our guest, Dr. P. Gautam, Sir, Associate Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, JIT Cell Coordinator. He completed his UG degree in ECE at SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. Did his ME in EEE at Anna University Regional Center, Coimbatore, and PhD in EEE at Anna University, Chennai. At present, he is working as assistant professor at Janssens Institute of Technology. He has 14.1 years of experience in teaching and industry. His areas of specialization includes embedded system, Internet of Things, design thinking, etc. He has developed two products, namely Smart Solar Tree and Regulated Power Supply Design. He has published 5 patents and organized number of guest lectures and value-added programs. He has published research papers in various journals and conferences. Thank you.
Thank you, Maunishri. Successful leaders see rather than the difficult in every opportunity. A well-rounded personality is one that has confident and assertive yet likable way of speaking and nature that attracts people naturally. Now, I welcome Dr. P. Gautam sir to share his experience to enlighten us.
Thank you, students. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. I first of all thank management and principal, head of department, and Suresh sir and coordinators. Thank you very much for providing this wonderful opportunity to share about the role of entrepreneurship developments in higher education institutions. So these are the content I'm going to be deliver on this session. What is an entrepreneur? On entrepreneurship educations, some courses at universities in India, exclusively for an entrepreneurship development, and main objectives, role of higher education institutions, especially all the government institution and private institutions, so and so. So the role of teacher and mentor, and outcome from encouraging entrepreneurship educations. At the end of the slide, I'll share it, and methods for delivering entrepreneurship and future recommendations. So these are the content I'm going to share with you all. Introduction to an entrepreneur. This is a thing that's innovative, collaborative, and development. So what is entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is an individual who create a new business activities, the risk, and enjoying the most of the rewards. So it's purely based on individual, the person who is taking the risk while they are traveling the journey. So it not only it's an individual, it's also applicable for an economic growth and grow firms and job. It also provide job opportunities for many peoples as well as personal development. So entrepreneurs are born, not made. In order to become an entrepreneur, one must have a strong desire to develop a product for the customers. He or she has to identify the problems and they have to solve the problems. So my well-wisher, my mentor, that's Ratan Tata, is a good example for an entrepreneur. The person who successfully run a business or manufacturing or service activity is an entrepreneur. So it involved three sections. One is innovation and management and risk. So the risk play a major role in an entrepreneur because the individual going to take part in a role. So either success or failure, it depends upon individual. So here you can see that Ratan Tata has identified the problem of the Indian people. They want to buy a vehicle at 1 lakh rupees. So he has designed a nano car, especially for low budget peoples. This vehicle has been a boom in the market, as well as petrol, as well as electric vehicle. So these are the business provided by Tata Groups. So earlier it was initiated by a grandfather, that Jamshedji Tata. Later, their family members, they have created the path, especially for a service oriented. There are many industrialists in our country, but only specific people, they provide a quality. There are different way to earn money, but we must have the thing is in a proper way, we have to earn money. Okay, so that's a good example, Tata family. Here you can see a different levels of areas. Initially, they started with metal, steel, Tata Steels. Later, they actively involved in IT sectors, TCS software company, especially for banks and financial sectors. And third one, financial, especially Tata AIG, then insurance sectors, okay, Tata Capitals, likewise. Most commonly, they hold a 60% of share, and the remaining 40% of share will be used by the public and private. Okay. So that's why they owned the company. So fourth one, you can see automotive, Tata Motors and Tata Auto Components, Jaguar, so and so. So starting from lower end vehicle to higher end vehicle, they are providing the support as well as service also. And fifth one, you can see retail, such as Titan watch, then Tata Tea. So earlier, Tata Tea play a major role in that is Assam and Ooty. So they will get a raw and they will go for a finalized product. Okay. Then infra, that is Tata Power, Tata Housing, so and so. So likewise, they actively involved in all the sectors, and they will provide the best service to the Indian peoples. So these are the qualities of an entrepreneur. So the person who is an entrepreneur, should have a self-confidence and passion and focus on their problems and their work, and he or she must take a risk-taking ability, and they must have the leadership ability. They have to lead the projects, whatever it may come, but they should not give up the faith, and they have to take actively challenge, and they have to win over. And they should be a future oriented, next 5 years goals they should have. Then they definitely they have to be a creative. So these are the qualities of an entrepreneur. So that's a metaphors. In simple word, we can see the transformation from entrepreneur to enterprise. Initially, the Tata company, they start with the individual, day by day or year by year, nearly 154 years of service they provide in India. Not only India, 100 throughout the globe, 100 countries, they have tie-up. So, initially, they are start like an entrepreneur, individual, the person who do innovations or organize work, by means of joining venture with small company like MSMEs. That called as an entrepreneurship. That's a process. That's in innovations and organization like institutions. Okay, so they will be tie up with small companies, and they form entrepreneurship. It is a process. It's a team oriented. And third one is an enterprise. It's an outcome. It's an outcome of entrepreneur, and entrepreneurship is an enterprise. Like TCS or Tata Groups or Reliance or Infosys, they are called as a enterprises. Okay, that's an outcome. Okay, they provide a service to the nations, not only the nation, the entire world. In these enterprises, many people will be actively involved. They will be work for these companies. Okay. So why entrepreneurship in an education? As a student, as a faculty, why we want to be an entrepreneur? So main objective is to earn money. So money is an ultimate. To earn money, we have to become an entrepreneur. Okay. Even it may be a small service, you will be earning the money. I'll share one examples here. While I'm studying Polytechnic, whether I'm knowingly or unknowingly, I got an opportunity to install the computer from one place to another place, because I have a small knowledge about the computer assembling and disassembling, as well as configurations. So I was taking an intern in one company that's called Indo Electronics in Verity Hall Road, Coimbatore. While I'm studying second year, my boss asked me to relocate this computer to their home. So what I did, I dismantled the computer, and again I reconfigure to set up in that place. At the time, he has given a packet money of 100 rupees. Just what I do, just dismantle the components, and I go and install. So at the time itself, I thought to earn money. Okay. So only the creative people can do, not a layman can do. For example, if you take a laptop or a computers, they will provide the paths. That's a SMPS section or a monitoring section, hard disk section like this. Okay. Even the layman can also connect, but only the person who know the knowledge about a particular field, they can be surveyed. So later, what I do when I'm studying Polytechnic third year, I purchase the second-hand components. I assembled one computer, that's PC. For assembling, they will provide the price, that is price of 500 to 850 rupees. Okay, just you purchase the component from old shop, and you are going to frame one computer. For that, you will be provide the cash. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to say is, instead of going for a company branded product, if you go for a assembled product, the 50% of money can be saved. Okay, that's the point. So likewise, I started the journey. Later, while I'm studying engineering, I was working hotel, as well as I was working workshop likewise. So the company, they will be provided for week 150 rupees. Okay, that's the minimum amount when I'm studying. Later, I have a desire why we can't start own electronic shop. At the time only I faced the problem. Initially, while starting the project center, we need a money. That's nearly, it should have a 1 or 2 lakhs. So I feel it's very challenge to manage that amount. So later, I was joining a college. I became a faculty. I set up the laboratory in our institution. That laboratory is especially for the students. They can do their own projects. Instead of doing the projects in centers, they can do the projects within the college. Okay, college, they provide a space, and they provide the equipments for developing the components. So what happened, if you're doing your project, final project, if you do it in outside, they will be charged 6 to 15,000 rupees. But actual worth of that project will be 1,500 or 2,000 rupees.
ஆமா இது முடிஞ்சு ஒரு செஷன் முடிஞ்சு அடுத்த செஷன் 3:30 மணிக்கு தானே இந்த கேப்ல போயிட்டு வந்துடலாம்.
Okay, so that's what my intention. Why can't we develop a project within our institution? So I take an initiative, and we have set up the laboratory called Robotics Lab. We used to do a project within our campus. So recently in 2019, that is a Japan company, that Japan country, they have given a that is a opportunity for the students, especially for engineering graduates or management study students. They have to develop a product, like means of conducting a hackathon, especially for an IIM Bangalore. They provide a cost cutting edge for an Maruti car. So they have to minimize the manufacturing cost. They have to increase the mileage likewise. So here you can see the few companies. These companies are startup in India, especially in Bangalore. Okay, that's a true. That company, college student, they have developed assistive touch for differently abled persons. So differently abled person, they feel difficult to drive the vehicles, especially Maruti 800 car. So they have designed own technologies for that disabled able persons, because they can use a leg to ride. So by means of hand, they can give an acceleration. And second company, that eShip, it's a multi-courier entrepreneurship solutions. The same vehicle that's for a taxi as well as for delivering the courier they use. So that's a eShip card. That's another startup company that was developed by a student of an IIM Bangalore. And third one is HiCube Work. That's a 3D printing. For example, in a car, if there is any damages to a particular component, we have to buy. We have to wait for more than months. But by means of using 3D printer, you can develop the product within a very 1 or 2 days. Okay, just that component diagram. With the help of that diagram, you can go for fabrications. Okay, so these are the hackathon they conducted by Suzuki from Japan. They provide a funded to the students, and the student, they have developed a prototype. That prototype has been recognized by the Suzuki company. Okay, so most of the higher educations in abroad, what they do, they give a projects to the students, ask them to develop a proof of concept. What the product, before going to the market, they will develop a proof of concept. That's a prototyping. That prototype, it will be used within our colleges. Then they will collect the feedback. Then they will go for improvement. At last, it will be converted to a that is entire product. Okay, so in PhD step and all, what they do, they develop a proof of concept first. Second, they will go for a prototype. Then they'll go for product. For that product, they will provide a lot of funding opportunities provided by a PhD step. Okay, science and technology entrepreneurship cell. In PhD step, we have. So as well as they are providing incubation facilities for the students. If you have an idea, with that idea, you go for that incubation cell, they will provide the supports with the funded support of 2 lakhs to 4 lakh rupees. So here you can see the pyramid. So this is a combination of these 3 areas such as business, research and technology, and higher education. So it's purely based on an individual. The person should have a creative or a grit to face the challenges, courage to face the challenge. Then he or she has play and role. Okay, they can take part in actively. So why entrepreneurship is important in education? They must have the thorough knowledge about the product. They have to go for a study, a case study such as need, purpose, what's the problem. For that problem, they have to provide a solutions. Yeah. So that's why we have to nurture the students to actively involved in an entrepreneur. So in educations, by means of providing the opportunity and to identify and motivate the budding entrepreneurs by the institution, as well as to assist the entrepreneurs in product development. If you have an idea, that idea will be converted to a prototype. Then we'll provide the feedback. There is no failure at all. By means of feedback, we can motivate and we can regenerate that product. So these are the key points. That's goal settings and transparency and authenticity and work ethic and communication, proper communication between institution and industry, and growth mindset and collaboration and motivation with students and industry, and grit and perseverance. You should not feel grit. Okay, once you face the problems, you have to be come up. You must have the courage to face the problem, and you have to provide the solution. So here I'll share one case study. Recently, we attended an intern in Soldier Electronics. We have attended 7 days intern, faculty members. For the students, they will provide intern for 1 month. So in that company, we have identified the problem. In a transformer, there is a core. In that core, they have a primary winding and secondary winding. Both the side of the winding, they will have a terminals. That terminal has to be soldered. That terminal length should be equal in both the side, primary and secondary. What the challenges they face? The primary side terminal sizes differ, and the secondary side of the transformers differ. So they provide the problem to us. That problem we take and we discuss with the students. Students gave a different ideas. Among that ideas, we conclude and we provide a solution for the problem to that company. So they accepted. Okay, because in a day they manufacture more than 300 transformers. So each and every time they can't measure that terminal length, primary and secondary terminals. So with the help of this innovative idea, they accept our solutions and they go for a product. Okay. So that's why I'm emphasizing the student has to be actively participate in you have to be collaborate with an industry. You have to get a problem from the industry. For that problem, you have to provide the solutions. Even it may be a simple thing, you can provide the solution to the company. Because in company, they will go for mass production. At the time, they will not have a time to see on a simple task. So they use a benchmarking called lean manufacturing methods. That is zero waste. They use everything at a proper sequence. So entrepreneurship in education. So entrepreneurship is an individual ability to translate idea into an action. It's very important. Your idea has to be converted to an action. It's provided support by many education institutions and organizations, such as by means of strategic planning and curriculum planning across the program, as of Anansti Chennai is concerned, they provide a entrepreneurship course as well as knowledge course, especially for 7th semester final year students, as well as they provide elective subjects of an entrepreneurs, especially for a mechanical and civil, and most commonly all the branches. That's elective subjects. As well as government take a lot of initiative to nurture or motivate the budding entrepreneurs, and institution level and academic also they are motivating the students to become an entrepreneur. So as well as bank, ICICI and HDFC banks, they are also providing the various service and financial support for budding entrepreneurs to get a loan, so and so. As well as NGO, non-government organization also, they are providing a skill development training program, especially for rural area peoples, to develop a small prototype. So in India, we have a entrepreneurship management institution. That's first one is Entrepreneurship Development Institution of India, EDIA. That's Gandhinagar, Gujarat. It's the first MBA school. They also provide a PG diploma in management studies, especially exclusive for entrepreneurship. So in MBA, we have finance HR. Likewise, we have the course is called Entrepreneurship Development. And second one is Symbios Institute of Business Management, SABM, Pune. That's also private. This is the government of India. And third one is very important, the Indian Institute of Management, similar to IIT. So they provide this IIM most commonly get most of the fund from top companies, okay, Tata or Infosys. Okay, they will provide a lot of innovation ideas to that institution. The students, they will be develop the product and they will be give to the companies. And fourth one is National Institute of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, NIESBD. It's in New Delhi. That's also sponsored by Government of India. So these course will be a duration will be a 6 to 2 years course. Most commonly diploma course will be 1 year, and MBA program will be 2 years, 3 semester courses. So private university, that is Amity Business School in Noida, they are also providing entrepreneurship programs. The role of higher education institution. What institution they will do for students? They conduct entrepreneurship program for students and faculty members to motivate, to nurture the students, and establish institution innovation council. Under this council, we have 3 departments, namely entrepreneurship development cell, IPR cell, then design thinking cells. Okay, so under this umbrella body of IAC, most commonly AICTE and MOE, they conduct various programs, events to nurture the students around India. The many colleges, they have actively participating on IAC, Institution Innovation Council. I hope in your institutions also you are doing good. We are moving to a 4-star rating. So encouraging students to participate in Smart India Hackathon. So in Smart India Hackathon, they will provide the problem, what we are really facing. For that problem, the student has to provide the solutions. There will be a place repository, you can post your ideas. The best 10 ideas, it will be given a prizes, or they will be funded the cash for developing the prototype. Okay. So offering innovation solution to an industry problem, what we are regularly practicing, and establish pre-incubation and incubation centers. Institution will provide the space for budding entrepreneurs, especially from first year to 4th year student whoever interested, they can start their own business within the college. They need not to pay rent for that center until you complete the course. Once you complete the course, there will be a minimum amount of service charge you have to pay for the incubations. In our institution, we have 2 incubations. Especially they are developing software products, website development projects, and implementation of National Innovation Startup Policy. And through this NISP, the institution, they will provide a 1% of share of their budget, annual year budget. They will contribute for innovations and entrepreneurship. So these are the facilities that's provided by an institution alone and nurture innovations and startup among students and alumni. So in PhD step, third year EC student, he has started that juicy shop within the college. During peak time, during break time, he started that business called juice shop. Then once it's completed, he'll go back to the class and he attend the regular classes. So likewise, he earned money within the institutions. So likewise, you have to identify the problem. Then you have to create a revenues. Okay. So reason to create an entrepreneur culture, main objective here is to earn money. Not only you, as well as institutions also get benefited. So low employment opportunity due to lack of employability, you can create an own employability. You can have a fellow members within your team, and you can give a job to them to make a student innovation to create their own career path. That's the main thing. And government seeking a new way to drive economic development. That's also main reason. And another one is spin-off benefits, export and import, especially household things we can develop and we can export. Okay, good example, Shakti Masala. Okay, they'll give in different places their work and they'll extract and they'll be export. Okay. Recently, Vestige, one of the company, they have started, instead of going for marketing, advertisement, one-to-one, they are developing the product and they are selling in a market like Amway. Okay. So recent efforts by Government of India, that's a fund initial corpus of 2.5 crores to 10,000 crores initial funding for starting the business, and seed funding, Mudra, Prayag. Likewise, there are different schemes provided by central government. Through that scheme, the student or startup member can get benefited. So when they will provide the fund means you must have the product in your hand. That product has to be really worth in a market means definitely they will provide a fund to you. If you have a small project or a proof of concept, they will not provide the fund. That proof of concept has to be converted to a product. That product should be really requirement in the market. At the time, the banks or government, they will be provide fund. So here, in STEP or incubation cells, they provide a fund for developing the proof of concept. Okay, they will give a duration of 1 to 3 years time. Within the time span, you have to develop the product. Once the product is a success, they will provide a fund or they will sanction the fund and you can go for loans. Okay, until that 3 years, it's purely based on your individuals. You have to take care of the entire process. Okay, that duration is called risk. Okay. So in Coimbatore, recently Bharatiyar University has tied up with DST. They provide a glue grant, especially institution has to be tied up with an industry, local industry, and they will provide a fund. So in Bharatiyar University, they have 500 crores fund to actively engage in industry and institution interaction. They have to develop the product. That product should be met in the market needs. It has to be matched the market needs. So another one is tax exemption. Within the 3 years of duration, need not to pay a tax. Okay. So innovation core program for school students, Atal Tinkering Lab, each and every rural area schools, they have given a funded of 5 lakhs rupees to schools, especially for rural area schools. Okay. So with the help of that fund, the institution or school they can develop the projects, and that project has to be helped to nearby villages. So entrepreneurship ecosystem. So in this ecosystem means wherever you are, you start from that place. That's an individual or organization or institution. Outside the individual entrepreneur, that's our conducting to inhabited of the choice of person to become an entrepreneur. Okay. So, for example, in your institution, you have a certain resources. With that resources, you start doing your entrepreneurship activities. Okay, there should be a benefit to our institution as well as you. You have to be properly communicate between your higher officials and your department. Okay. Simultaneously, you have to be concentrate on your studies too. That's the main thing. So, while you are doing entrepreneurship, you have a good communication skill. You can improve your communication skills. You can build a good team. Okay, good teamwork, as well as you have a confidence to face the problems, as well as you can collect the feedbacks. In a team, you can work together. Okay, likewise, you can start. So, sustaining the culture. So environmental causes and ecosystems are not built in a day. It's a continuous process. Day by day, we have to be construct, and culture must be led, nurtured, and constantly monitored and adjusted to the build of right ecosystem. Okay. Instead of blaming, we don't have those these resources. You, wherever you are, you start from there. Definitely, you will be acquiring your requirement. Definitely one day you will be fulfilled. Okay. So thing is, you have to be identify the needs of the customers, that need, what type of problem the customers they are facing. Those things you identify means definitely you can overcome those challenges. Later it will become facing the problem or providing the solutions. It will be your lifetime skills. It will be okay. Whatever the problem may be, they will be invite you to talk, and they ask you to provide the solution for the problems. Okay. So establishing the ecosystem within an institution. So I hope in our institution we have an entrepreneurship cell. That cell motivate and identify the budding entrepreneurs, as well as they assist the entrepreneurs in product development. Even if you are developing projects, you that is communicate to an ED cell coordinator. He will be identifying that product, how it will be used in industry. Okay, so that's why in abroad and all, you have to do projects in industry, especially in Germany or Japan, America. The student, they have to go to the industry. They have to do a projects within the industry. Okay, so they will provide the marks in future. Also in Indian university also, we are also going to be framed based on NASP policies. You are also going to be work with an industry, and you are going to be provide the solutions. They will give the funding support, so on. So thing is, you have to share your ideas, innovative ideas. From that idea, they will go for a design and development. Okay. So in an institution level, we used to conduct these types of events such as ideation, business model, business plan preparation, games, exercise, and moving screening and workshops, competitions, and campus companies. Okay. So you take any one product, then you try to sell the product to your friend. You have to be make him to buy that component, buy that product. So what are the skills you require to sell that product? So that's also another skill. So you can see many of the malls or department stores, students, what they do, they will be trying to sell the product, especially the books or materials. But there will be few people, they will be here and people will be reject. Okay, nothing wrong in that. So you are going to be learn the people's mind, and you have to sell the product to the customers. So these activities will be trained within the institution level. So this next level, it's a special is the courses and boot camp. This will be conducted by universities. Then that's courses they will be conduct, and they will be trained on specific problems. Okay, so that's a pitch preparation and mentoring and startup showcase. Okay, I'll share in detail about the mentoring. And third case is incubation. Incubation is nothing but a institution. They provide a space. Within that given space, the student has to develop the product. So as well as they will give the connections between communications and bridge. They provide a bridge between industries and institution, and you can develop the small prototype. That prototype can be used in an industry. And last one is once you are developing this stage, the outside peoples, those people called angel investors and venture capitals. Those people, they will be monitoring you. They will provide voluntarily. They will support financial support, like producer. In movie, we have a producer now. The similar way, investors, they will be invest for your projects, and they will be earn money. Okay, up to this stage, you grow means automatically you can be excel in your career, no doubt in that. So this is stages. Stage by stage, you have to grow. Once investors you identified, you just give the ideas. They will go for a design and development. So another side of these investors, they'll also provide a mentoring support and entrepreneurship support, and they'll have the meetings. Not only in India, they'll take to an abroad, and they'll create a big networks, and by means of creating a good networks, you can go for a mass productions. So in Coimbatore, one of the person from after completion of a BE, he has been developing that Arcopane paper plates, paper cup. Okay. So it was as of now he was exporting to an abroad, especially South Africa and those areas. He's exporting that paper plate. That's especially that leaf plate. Okay. At the end of the session, I'll share the link of that person. Next, I'm moving to a role of faculty as a mentor. So here, faculty member play a major role for guiding and supporting the students pertaining to one entrepreneurship. So, and whether the faculty members has a question or their mind, whether I am a teacher or coach or mentor, there is a different terms here. The teacher who teach the subjects will be he or she will be an expertise in a particular subjects and train. But coach, they'll provide a time on the time duration. You have to complete the task. They'll be on a motivate or trigger you to complete the task, especially for sports activities. Then third one is mentor. Mentor play a major role in an entrepreneurship. So here you can see. So from this diagram, you can perceive the teacher teach, and within that time bound, there will be next another teacher will be teaching another subject likewise, and coach it will be training on a predefined time. Then mentor, it will be start from the beginning, at the end of the journey they will support. That's a mentor. It's very difficult to identify the mentors. They are well wishers. Okay, so these are the things the mentor or mentee must have the build a trust between two, mentor and mentee, and they have to listen what they are saying and encourage and rebuild and reliable, as well as they must have a trust and have a fun. The mentor, an experienced individual who help and guide another individual to develop. So mentor and mentee, so consistently They will support the mentee, and they will be guiding in each and every stages. The guidance is not done for a personal gain. It also used for many people's societies, and provide the appropriate support and encouragement, and knowledgeable in the field, and possess excellent work ethic. They will provide the directions where we have to move. Those things that will be guided by a mentor. So here mentee and mentor, they'll have an idea, but how to execute they don't have. But mentor, they will guide you in a proper directions. Any individual are ready to undergo a development change personally or professionally. So because the mentor has a good experience in the field, so that mentor can guide the mentee in a correct direction. So these are a mentoring life cycle: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. In first stage, set expectation and establishment foundation for successful mentoring relations. So first thing, you have to identify the need, what you are going to do, or what you are doing, who will be a beneficiary, what will be an outcome. Likewise, that's a preparation. And the second stage, it will be a negotiation, agree on an expectation set of working agreement, whether it's a correct or wrong, and feedbacks will be received. Failures, how to handle the failures, okay, how to face the grit, so on. And third one is enabling to work towards accomplishing the learning goals. Not only making money is the matter, you want to provide a good service to the society. That's the thing, prime point we must have. There are different way to earn money, but that money has to be properly utilized. So that's the main objective here. And stage 4, the focus on closing formal relationship and defining relationship moving forward. So okay, you may face the financial problem at the time of delivering the product. So at the time, you should not be step back. Okay, you have to be rotate within your family or friend circle. Then you have to develop the product, and once you reach the goal, automatically they will be releasing the fund. So these are the risk areas that to be carefully monitored. The role of mentor: they provide advice, they recognize the mentee, and they provide the directions. Then they also coach the mentee, as well as they will support not only financial support, physical support. They will create a networks for the mentee. They will be referred in a nearby industry, so that you will get on a job opportunities. As well as they also give a goal oriented, where you want to be on next 3 years. You should not be dependent on a single product. You have to go for another product. Likewise, they'll provide the support, as well as they also provide the training and motivation to the mentee. So the good mentor can help the mentee become more effective work and learn new skills and develop a great confidence and make better decision for their career. So benefits: the mentor report many benefits, as well as including satisfaction from seeing other development and expanding generation and cultural perspective, and strengthening the technical and leadership and interpersonal skills, as well as continuing to experience a new idea and insight. As well as the mentee, they provide a job opportunities for their juniors. Okay. So these are mentoring technique models. These are framed within an institution, and that is a grouping mentoring, and peer mentoring, and distance e-mentoring. So mentor need not to be in a nearby. Even he or she may be a remote, through a different medium. They can communicate, and they will provide the support to the mentee. So that's what I said earlier. The mentor and mentee should have a strong trust. Then only this process will be take place. If you didn't trust the mentor, you cannot convey. Next, I'll share one case study. So here you can see my student Kamesh Prabhu. He was my student from 2014 onwards. So I used to give assignments and mini projects. He actively do it in college. In third year, I referred one company called Alpha Technic in Coimbatore. They are manufacturing weight measurement for a gold, as well as how much amount of impurities that's added in a gold. BAS 91.6. No, that's a purity of the gold. Okay, so that Alpha company, they are developing the weight machines. He has attended intern that company. That Alpha company is my friend. We both are studied in engineering together. I referred my student to that company. He worked as an he attended intern there, as well as they provide a package of 3,000 rupees. So what happened? He attended intern and he learned everything from that company, especially that machine is an embedded based product. Once he completed the course, he started the business. I instruct him not to start the business. You have to be work 3 or 5 years in an industry, then you go for starting the business. But he has a confidence to survey in a market because he know what are the process that develop in a company. He learned everything, as well as the customers also he collected, and he started the own business. So he has been actively running that business for more than 8 months. Later, he faced a lot of financial challenges. He can't manage the business. So he met me and asked the guidance. So I can move further. What can I do? I suggest you again go to that company. You should not do a unethical work to the company. Okay. So I make Kamesh Prabhu and Alpha Technology. Pradeep, they both as a partnership. They both work together and they developed a product. Recently, Kamesh Prabhu has been started the own companies called Brintech in Coimbatore, especially yarn control equipments manufacturing. Upcoming slide, I'll share it. So here my point is, you have to understand the market need, then you have to start the business. Based on the curiosity, you should not start the business at the early stage. As well as you have to see your family member situation. As soon as you ask for lakhs fund for doing a business, they will not give. So you have to create the path in every directions, then later you start. Okay. So in this diagram, you can see Mr. R.S. Venkatachalam is that system. I work in this company, as well as when I am studying third year, I joined this company as an intern. And when I complete my course, I worked in this wizard system. R.S. Venkatachalam sir is my boss, first boss. He's developing a product for an orange color shorting rice sorting. That, for example, if you want to polish the rice, there will be 12 stages for polishing the old rice. We have 12 process, and on the 8th process, I am working color shorting. We have to identify bad rice and a good rice that will be in black, and another one will be in white. We have to discard that black, and we have to allow that white rice to shorten the machine. That's purely an embedded based company. That company is Ganapati. So I was working with him, R.S. Venkatachalam sir, for 1 year in the industry. I learned many skills from him. He's also a GCT student. And we till now we have a good communication between my mentor and mentee. Okay, whatever I do, I'll go for asking suggestions and support and guidance from my mentor. So recently, I invite my student, Mr. Kamesh, to a nearby college, and we have conducted the PCB design course for third year and second year students. Okay, so here you can see the printed circuit board So we used to fabricate that PCB, especially for in the highways we have flasher, no, that amber and yellow color flasher, no, we develop with the help of this unstable multi-operator circuit. We make the students to develop this PCB design, printed circuit board design, as well as I provide connections between industry, Brintech and Kalanger colleges. As of now, he has tie up with the MOU with Kalanger colleges, and they conduct every year they conduct 2 training program for the students. I'll be going for guest lectures as well as okay. So here you can see the Polytechnic. Every year I go to the Polytechnic. I train my juniors. Where I studied Polytechnic, Christ the King Polytechnic, near to your college at Vathakal Mandapam. So I'll support knowledge support, as well as I contribute the Arduino boards or PCB boards to my juniors, as well as I train the students. Okay. This is how I used to do with my juniors. Okay. So these are the products developed within our institution, developed by me. Okay. So initially I developed this product called power supply. So there is a hazardous in this section because the transformer is involved. So no fuse is involved. It will be very harmful to the students to use. So it's a fixed power supply. Here you can see plus, and another one is negative 12 volt, positive 12 volt. It's a common and 5, and another one is minus 12. So this is the product I developed in our institution. Especially this product can be operated on battery also. So you can take in your home, especially in pandemic, students feel difficulties to do an experiment, lab experiments. So with the help of this product, you can use you can do a project test, as well as you can use the same product for an emergency light also. So this one is a variable power supply by means of like adapters. Okay, you can vary the voltage and you can use for multiple applications. So these are the product that develop in an institution, as well as institutions also supported the financial support. The cost of this product is 2,000 rupees. Okay. Another one is solar tree we have developed that cost around 25,000 rupees. We generate a renewable energy source 70 watts that's used for a college corridor campus. Okay. New age entrepreneurs. I'll share a few points due to time constraints. So new age entrepreneurs, the compilation of Confederation of Indian Industry, that's called CII, Southern Region Mind Business Random House Publications. Most commonly, the CII has a signed MOU with Codicia, and they showcase their products before releasing in the market. It features the new age entrepreneurs and began the organizations like Amaraj Batteries that was developed in India. Okay, the main companies in Gujarat and Vijayawada also. That student from PhD STEP. Okay, second one is Johnson Lift, and that's elevator, and Manappuram Groups, and Ramraj Cotton from Tirupur, and Sri Krishna Sweets. So what they do, based on the current need of the customers, they'll go for regenerate their products. Okay, so you should not have the mind. Once we develop the product it will be used for next 10 years. So based on the customer need, we have to be regenerate the product. Then only the customer will be attract and they will be continuously purchase that product. So the best practice of new age entrepreneurs is single-mindedly and focus on a passion and tenacity. That you should be courageous and face the problems. Okay, you should not give up. Okay, based on others' feedback. So customer service is just a department. You have to satisfy the need of the customer. That's the main thing. And attracting, empower talented people to your team to make a best of your company. You have to make a team In absence of you, the team members has to take the lead. Okay, so leadership should be built, and everything is not in a core. Okay, everything should be learned within a team, and final decision should be yours. Okay, so I'm going to show a few successful young Indian entrepreneurs at the age of less than 30. They have achieved major milestones in terms of billions of rupees they have earned in a short duration of time. So this is the first person, Mr. Shuhas Gopinath. He's belongs from Karnataka, Bangalore, and he's a founder, CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Global Inc. He has been developed AI-based artificial intelligence and web-based softwares, especially for government of India. And he also recognized Young Achiever Award and European Parliament for developing AI, artificial intelligence based cloud computing. Okay, especially for an government of India. Okay, he's the first entrepreneur that's very young. At the age of 17, he started the company. And second one is, I hope many of the people you know, Oyo, that is Ritish Agarwal. At the age of 29, he started the business. So what he did, just he has developed an app. With that app, all the hotels people, they will be interconnecting with that app. They provide information like vacancies and availabilities of the resource. So with the help of single app, he earned billions of rupees monies he earned. And another one is Tilak Mehta. He's a very young boy. At the age of 15, while he was studying 10th standard, he started to earn money. That's paper and parcel. So in North India, they have one concept called Dabba Wala. They will be carrying the lunch box, and they will be delivering from home to office. So what he has been done is small innovation to the Dabba Wala. So suppose you are miss the key, or if you miss any items from your home, you want means through this medium you can send within a duration of time, within 2 to 4 hours time, you can send the product to the place. Okay. For example, you miss any file in your home and you want immediately. So by means of this paper and parcel app, if you book within an hour, you will be receiving that file to your office. So same day pickup and same day delivery. That's the concept we use. They initially start up on the year of 2018. So thing is, you have to apply your ideas, existing what's the problem we are facing. For that problem, we have to provide the solutions. Yeah, another person is Sri Lakshmi Suresh. So she's from Kerala, Kozhikode. So she belongs to e-design. For example, institution brochure design, or presentation preparation, or gift card preparations. Likewise, she has been started their own company called e-design in 2009. And also she has been received awards from the government of India, and as well as by conferring the National Child Award, Exceptional Award in 2008, and World Youngest CEO, Chief Executive Officer of World Youngest Web Designers. Okay. So Sri Lakshmi Suresh. Okay. So another person is Avish Agarwal. So he developed an app especially for Ola. Okay. So this Ola not only for a four-wheeler, that's also applicable for a tricycle. It's auto rickshaw. Okay. So one day he was walking on the street. He see that the auto rickshaw people are waiting for passengers. So he has a desire why we can't develop the app that's called Ola Cab. Okay. So he has started that Ola Cab, and he also became a CEO. By means of developing the app, he generated billions of rupees in a company within a short duration of time. At the age of 35, he started his own business. Okay, that's Ola Cab. So these are big shots. So here you can see the big shot people, Ratan Tata, Ambani, and Narayana Murthy sir, Suvan Adar, then Deepak. That's HCL. That's HCL, and this is Wipro. Okay, so these people, what they do, the student, those who are developing the product or ideas, no, they will be purchase those ideas to the company and they will be used. During this pandemic time, these peoples they have played a major role in online cases. That's especially for biomedicals department, biocon, and sharp glues. So need not to measure foot size by means of from your home. You by the app you can book the shoes. Okay, then Flipkart, um, then Mahindra, so on. So they are moving to an electric vehicles. So these are a big shots of an entrepreneur. Once you develop a small prototype, those big shot company, they will be acquiring your company, and they also provide a financial support to develop the product. That's the point I want to convey. So at last, outcome of encouraging entrepreneurship in education. So this is here you can see the Kamesh Prabhu was developing a yawn control product and water level controller and hand sanitizer, wired as well as wireless. Okay, contactless sanitizers he developed in Brintech. At the age of 25, he started his business. His company is a Brintech in Karamtambati only, as well as he also guiding our juniors for projects development. So these are a few products that was developed by Kamesh Prabhu. It's a hand sanitizer and this yawn control. And, so this person is a Kamesh Prabhu Junior, that is Bhuvanesh Kumar. At the age of 23, he also started a business, Bisect Technology. So through mobile, you can switch on or switch off your water tank, water controller, as well as this is a module used to track the vehicles, especially for a college or a van or two-wheelers. It's a wireless device, GPS tracker, global positioning system tracker. So with the help of tie-up with an Airtel, you have to pay 300 rupees per year, and you can monitor the vehicles wherever you are in the app, as well as you can monitor the how much amount of fuel you have been put in your vehicles. Those things you can measure with the help of this module. And third one is Miss Anupriya. While she was a second year student, she used to develop a small prototype in a hostel. The company name is 89 Novelties. So especially during this Valentine days, she used to sell a lot of product to the students community, like greeting cards, heart in design, chains, likewise. Okay. So last year, that is 2019 passed out student, that is Mohammed Razik, was start up the business on unique design for visiting card or brochure design, likewise, as well as for institutions, webinar or conference, those events, we also design brochures for us. Okay. This is also a small startup. So these are an outcome. We used to conduct 2 entrepreneurship activities in our institution, funded by DST, Department of Science and Technology, with the cash of 40,000 rupees, and we actively use. Okay, so these are a snapshot of event, and we used to join with the Soldier Electronics, and we have attended industrial visit, implant training, and at last we go for a faculty orientation session, and the industry people, they come to our institution, they will provide a training to the faculty members, so on. So this last that is entrepreneurship awareness camp that conducted within our institution. I used to bring my mentor, Mr. R.S. Venkatachalam. He has given the session. Nearly 75 students participated. Students and faculty members, they got benefited by means of this entrepreneurship development program. So future recommendation for applying the proposals such as entrepreneurship awareness camp, institution level, and entrepreneurship development program. What recently myself, Madheshwaran sir and Suri sir, we are attended EDP entrepreneurship development program and faculty development program. Most commonly, this program will be for 2 weeks or a month. So we learn and we'll be training the students to nurture the students so that the student get an idea and they can go for developing the product. So as well as we have an entrepreneurship development cell within our institution, we create our own resources. Okay, so these are a few references. So I'll give these materials to you and go through these video links so that you will be inspired by your seniors, what they are doing. So last but not least, never give up your faith. If you have an idea, try to implement it. Okay, no, nothing wrong in it, but you have to plan for financial things. So don't go and ask your parents or institutions. Whatever you have, you start with what you have. That's called sustainable. Okay. So these are my presentations today. So thank you very much for bringing this opportunity. If you have any doubts, I'm ready to clarify your doubts. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. This was indeed motivating. We are so honored and privileged to have you and to hear. Gratitude is not in the word but in the heart, which expresses it. There is an aim of everything, but we believe that there is never an end but also a new beginning. Now I request K. Nimisha ma'am, IIC convener, ACET, to deliver the vote of thanks.
On behalf of Institutions Innovation Council and Entrepreneurship Development Center of Akshaya College of Engineering and Technology, I extend hearty vote of thanks to our resource person, Dr. P. Gautam Sir, Associate Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Janssens Institute of Technology, who spared his time from his busiest schedule. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us, sir. Thank you so much, sir. My sincere thanks to Dr. K. Sivashankari ma'am, Principal, Akshaya College of Engineering and Technology, for her continuous support in organizing this Impact Lecture Series. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my gratitude to the heads of various departments, faculty members, and all my dear students for joining this session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, since our students are into university exam, we are unable to connect many students into this session, sir. Sorry, extremely sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
So they are into university exam, so we couldn't connect many students here.
Okay, ma'am, no problem. If students have any questions or doubt means, kindly mail ma'am, I can clarify.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for providing this opportunity. Thank you.
Madheshwaran, sir. So have you joined?
Yes, ma'am, I'm joined. My voice is audible, ma'am?
Gautam sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in line, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Gautam sir.
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible, sir. Please continue, sir.
Hello.
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 Suresh, sir, I can hear your voice.
Gautam sir, I am audible.
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your kind cooperation, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Madhushan, sir, you can continue, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm audible.
Yes, sir, your voice
I
is
am already connected here. Nimisha ma'am, shall we start?
Yes, Vidya Bharati.
Yes, ma'am.
You can proceed.
Good evening, one and all. I'm extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to address you all on this auspicious day. I welcome you all for the Impact Lecture section to Institution Innovation Council of ACET in association with Entrepreneurship Development Center. Welcome. Every morning with a smile, look on the new day as another special gift from your Creator, another golden opportunity to complete what you were unable to finish yesterday. Today will never happen again. To establish true self esteem, we must concentrate on our success and forget all about the failure and negativity in our lives. Excellence is not being the best, it's doing your best. Now I invite Ms. H. Maunishri, second year Electronics and Communication Engineering, to introduce our chief guest.
It is a great pleasure for me to introduce and welcome the chief guest of this afternoon. And now we are in the fine moment of listening to such a personality. We take immense pleasure to recognize the valued presence of our guest, Dr. M. Matheshwaran, sir. Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering and JIT IIC President. He completed his UG degree in Mechanical Engineering at Coimbatore Institute of Technology and completed PG degree in Energy Engineering at PST College of Technology and did his PhD in Solar Thermal System at Anna University. He is currently working as Associate Professor in Mechanical Department at Janssen Institute of Technology. He has 20 years of experience in teaching field. He is leading Institutions Innovation Council and Kapila from the front. He is a BEE certified energy manager. He has filed 5 patents, out of which 2 has been granted and published 1 in book chapter. He has published papers in more than 20 journals. He is in the reviewer panel of over 11 reputed journals, namely Elsevier, Springer, etc. Thank you.
Thank you, Maunishri. Successful leaders see rather than the difficulty in every opportunity. A well rounded personality is one that has confidence and assertive, yet likable way of speaking and nature that attracts people naturally. Now I welcome Dr. M. Matheshwaran sir to share his experience to enlighten us.
So good evening all. So first of all, I want to thank the management of Akshaya College of Engineering and Technology, the principal ma'am, and all the coordinators in Institution Innovation Council to invite me to discuss about the topic, the role of incubators in innovation development in HES, that is higher education institutions. So my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will share my screen. My PPT is visual to all?
Sir?
My PPT is, my slides are viewing
Yes, sir.
to all? Yes.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, right. So today's topic is the role of incubators on innovation development in the HES. So the first part of my presentation covers what is innovation, then what are all the various stages are there to convert your innovative ideas into a startup, then how to approach an incubator to run a successful startup into a business venture. So then finally we move on to 3 important case studies, how the student projects are converted into a real startup. So this is the contents we have to discuss today. So So all the institutions at present, all the institutions have IIC, that is Institution Innovation Council. So the Institution Innovation Council try to make or try to develop innovative ecosystem within the institution. So for that purpose, they have to rotate these two wheels, that is 360-degree innovation support and 360-degree startup support. So for innovation development, most probably all the institutions have the IIC and also EDCSL. So those things are normally called as pre-incubation centers. Then if you want to go for the 360-degree startup support, then we are approaching the incubators for various facilities. So those things we have to discuss. So what we have to do, so we have to identify who are all the students and faculty members are really interested in innovation. Then we move on to field visits for identifying the problems. So once we identify the problem, we go for solution. So for that purpose, we have to generate the ideas. So for that purpose, each institution may organize the ideation workshop. So in the ideation workshops, students are trained to how to generate the idea or how to evaluate the idea. So for that purpose, we are conducting idea generation workshops. Then if you generate the idea, then we move on to the second stage is called proof of concept. So how to convert my idea into proof of concept? For that purpose, institutions are nowadays organizing design thinking workshop. So always we have to stand on other person's shoe to think about the problem, then only we will get the real solution. So for that purpose, institutions are organizing design thinking workshop to convert students' innovative ideas into a proof of concepts. So once we develop the proof of concepts, then the institutions go with the IPR workshop to legally protect our ideas through patents, designs, and copyrights. So after conducting that one, then we are organizing various prototype development workshop. That is POC is converted into prototypes. So that is the first workable model. So that is called a proof prototype. We are organizing prototype workshops. So with the help of that, we are converting our POC into prototype. Then it is converted into MVP, that is minimum viable product. That is the product can be user ready. So up to this is supported by within the institution. Then if the prototype, if you want to go for business models, so if you want to go for business model, then startup generation, funding. So those things, this is 360-degree startup support. For that purpose, we are in need of incubators. There are different types of business incubators are available. Various schemes are available. So we are the faculty members and students are approaching the incubators. They are giving various support for us to converting our ideas into a business venture. Okay. So that is the thing. In that way, the innovative ecosystem to be built in all the institutions. So before go to the topic, I want to clarify two important things. Why innovations are required and what is innovation? So this is an foremost important we must know. So why innovations are required? So why innovations are required means at present we want to change the mindset of the students from job seekers to job providers. So Government of India gives various schemes to convert our students from to change their role from job seeker to job provider. So why these things are, why we want to go like that means, look at this ranking. So this is called the world most innovative countries. That is, this ranking is called as Global Innovation Index. So the first rank is Switzerland, then Sweden, then US, UK, South Korea, Netherlands, and Finland. So in that way, the order is there. So what is the thing? These countries are developed countries. The people live very comfortably in their cities. In this type of countries, all the people live very comfortable life in these most innovative countries. So what they understand from this ranking, so if the country is more innovative, then they will become a developed country. If the country is become a developed country, then the people will live very happily. So what is the basic for this? That is innovation. That is innovation based entrepreneurship ecosystem is developed means definitely the people will live comfortably. So at present, as per the 2021 ranking, the Global Innovation Index for India is 46th position. We are standing at 46th position. So government of India want to change this ranking. We move on to first 25, then first 10. So in that way, we have to move forward. So for that purpose, India want to develop innovation ecosystem. So for that purpose, India think about what is the strength of India. So can you able to give the answer for this question? What is the biggest strength of India? Put it your answers in the chat box. It may be anything. What do you think, in your perspective, what is the biggest strength of India? So you may put your answers in the chat box. I expect your answers. The question, once again, I repeat the answers. Question: what is the biggest strength of India? Anybody? Biggest strength. The biggest strength of India. Anybody? If you able to unmute your mic and speak, you may chat with me. What is the biggest strength of India? Otherwise, post your answers in the chat box. Once again, I repeat the question. What is the biggest strength? The strength of India. Okay, population, good. Young mind, super. So Vidya Bharati and Ganesh V are gave the most valid answers. So yes, the most important strength of India's are young minds. The lot of young people are there. Where are they? Where are they? Means they are available in higher education institutions. So that's why Government of India focusing the how to develop the innovative ecosystem only from the institutions, especially in colleges. It may be engineering college or arts college, medical, anything, management institutions, anything is feasible. So the biggest strength of India is young mindsets. So if we tune that mindset towards innovation and entrepreneurship, definitely we will come up with lot of innovations. So if the innovations comes out, means our global innovation index ranking also go high, and also we are live very happily and comfortably, especially in the institutions. So for that purpose only, Government of India in association with the AICTE and the Ministry of Education and Innovation, sir, we are in all the institutions at present, we are establishing this institutions innovation council, and we are motivating the students towards innovation based entrepreneurship ecosystem through our IACs. So that is the thing. So that is known as why innovation comes into picture. Now I want to ask another question. What is innovation? So in your now this is also one more question. So you have to give your answers in the chat box. What is innovation? In your perspective, what is innovation? So you may put your answers in the chat box. So what is innovation? What is it? It may be on one line or two line tag, or simply in one word you may describe. So in your perspective, what is innovation? So you may think, I repeat the question once again. In your perspective, what are all the things are called as innovation? So I'm waiting for your answers. So what is mean for innovation? So if you are not comfortable with typing, you may unmute your mic and give your answers. So in your viewpoint, what is innovation? New idea. Okay, super. Roshni, give one answer. That is new idea. Yes. So any new idea, any new thing is called innovation. Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? Yes. So I will comment about this answer. New idea. So if anybody come up with new idea, it may called as invention. Then what is the difference between invention and innovation? So that is the next question. So if you come up with anything new, novel, so that concept may be called as invention. Then how will you, what is the exact difference between invention and innovation? So that is the very important thing. So I will continue my presentation here. So in my perspective, what is innovation means any new product or modification in existing product. So that is known as innovation. Okay, that is known as innovation. Then any process, new process or new service comes into market. So that is also called as innovation. Then any new source of supply, if you get a product, raw material from any new source of supply, and if you identify any market, so that is also known as innovation. But all these things, anything comes new and novel, those things are, I already describing you, it may be take it as an invention. Then what is the exact difference between invention and innovation means if any new concept or any new product, any new source of market supply, all these things are invention. But all these things have some commercial value. Then only the invention is taken as an innovation. So that is the important difference between invention and innovation. Anything come new, that is invention. New product or a new process, new service, new source of supply, new market, all these things are invention. But if these invention have some commercial value, if these product are sale, if the new process reduce the cost, if the new service give the money to the company, if the new market identified have some commercial value, if anything, or it is simply called as any invention have the commercial value, then only it is called innovation. So that's why innovation. So if the innovation develops, the commercial value of the country will develop. So the GDP, per capita income, all these things will improve. If all these things are improved, people live comfortably. So then only the India's innovation index will move forward. We will reach within top 10 within forthcoming years. So that is the thing I want to share. Why innovation and what is why it is required and what is innovation. Right. So now the next stage is if any student or faculty member have their idea, then how this idea is systematically developed to convert their idea into a startup company. So for that purpose, we have 3 stages. So we have to systematically develop the idea into a product into IPR production, then how it is to be converted as a company. So the 3 important stages are, we have to check with technology readiness level, then manufacturing readiness level. The third important thing is investment readiness level. So if you follow these 3 things, then the innovative idea can be converted as an workable startup. So first thing, what is technology readiness level? So technology readiness level means how the basic idea is completely converted into a validated product. So for that purpose, it consists of 9 steps. 9 steps are there in technology readiness levels. So basic idea, concept developed. So these things comes under the category of basic research. So if you do the basic research work, only if you are developing idea and the concept. So for an example, so I want to design a water heater. So what is my basic idea? It consists an induction heater within my system. So I want to reduce the energy consumption rate. So what is the basic idea? I do certain basic idea only. So I change the design of the coil. So that is the idea. So I am plotting one simple diagram. All these things are concept developed. So that is known as a basic research, and it is known as TRL level 1 and 2. Then we move on to the third and fourth, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is called as development stage. So in the third stage, we move on to proof of concept. So what is meant for proof of concept means if we have an idea, so with the help of simulation or laboratory scale setup, or we are doing analytical modeling or mathematical modeling, we are validating our concept is have a certain proof. So for that purpose, if you do it any simulation studies, that is simulation type of proof of concept. If you do the laboratory setup, that is known as experimental scale proof of concept. Then once you develop the experimental scale proof of concept, then we move on to lab scale demonstration. Okay, so we develop the proof of concept with the help of the design. If you change the design of the coil, the energy consumption rate will decrease. You develop the proof of concept, then we are move on to lab scale demonstration. That is, we are pouring the water inside the system. We are checking it whether it work or not. So that is called lab demonstration. Then we move on to lab scale validation. So we have to check whether whether we did any mistakes or we are following the standards. So each system have their own standards. So we have to check it with all those things. So that is known as lab scale validation. Then we move on to the sixth stage, that is called a prototype demonstration. So we in the prototype demonstration, after the validation, we are come up with the prototype demonstration to our end users. So that is known as prototype demonstration. So up to this is known as translation and development stage. Earlier it is known as research, then translation development, then 7, 8, 9, TRL level 7, 8, 9 is known as commercialization. So that is known as we have a product, how to make that product into, how to launch our product into a market. That is known as commercialization. So commercialization have lot of things. So we have to check the economic runs. So then validated over range of parts, then capability to validate it on full range of parts over long period. Okay, so we have to check in for what is the, if it's a water heater, how many runs it can able to work fine. Then how many runs all the parts will work fine. Then how long, what is the maximum time period. So these things we have to check it in TRL level 7 and 8 and 9. So these are all the, so this is a systematic way we have to develop our products from each stages, technology readiness level. So we have to take a separate session for each criteria with a suitable example. So due to time constraint, I move on to the next slide. So this is the important one. So any student on initial stage, look at this. So if you follow the systematic way to develop your product, if you go by step, definitely each idea can be converted into an effective product, right? Then this is known as after, if you developing the technology, you have to align with the manufacturing readiness level. So each stage we have to combine with the technology readiness level combined with the manufacturing readiness level. Then only the ideas which are in our paper or which are in our drawing can be effectively converted into a product. So in research level, at the earlier stage, the manufacturing concepts can be identified. Then in lab scale environment, the manufacturing feasibility, whether it is feasible or those things can be identified. Then in the next stage, that is produce the component in a relevant environment. So sometimes my component can be work in my lab, but in actual environment, it will not work. So for that purpose, I have to check my those things. So in that way, I have to identify my manufacturing methodology, which is suitable for developing our product. So in that way, it comes from research to lean. So there are different levels will be there. So this picture and all these things are available in Yukti portal. So at present, Government of India launches Yukti portal. So in that portal, the complete details. What is the relevance between manufacturing readiness level and technology readiness level, and what are all the sequence of steps we have to carry out? All these things are, all the details are available. So okay, so if you have an idea, if you want to convert it to a startup business, so please concern about technology readiness level and the manufacturing readiness level. So look at this. So in each level, what is the corresponding manufacturing levels are introduced? 1, 2, 3. All these things are linked together. So in TRL 1, so you are in initial stage, you have to consider about the first points. So in that way, all the 10 points is combined with technology readiness levels of 9. So so in that way, we have to do it. So if you follow TRL and MRL levels, definitely our idea is converted into a product. Now, the next important thing is investment readiness level. So if you want to run a business, we are in need of money. So money is very important. We have to financially strong to develop our product into NPOC product, then launch in the market for sustainable run of that startup. So for the purpose in IRL level, we have to develop the business model. Then in IRL level 2, we have to identify the market size and the competitive analysis. In investment readiness level 3, we have to identify the problem, solution, and validation in the market. So how to identify what are all the problems may occur if you launch the product, then a prototype for field DT MVP, that is called IRL level 4, then validate the product which is more fitted into the market, that is IRL level 5, then validate the revenue model, that is very important. Once we sell the product in the market, we have to check whether the revenue comes correctly, whether the revenue is profitable for us. So those things will be discussed in IRL level 6. Then IRL level 7 is a prototype high fidelity test, that is known as IRL level 7. Then IRL level 8 is validate the value and delivery. Then the last one is identify the validity which is more suitable to the market. So these are all the various validity we have to check it when it goes to the thing. So now we have to know the 3 important levels we have to check it is technology readiness level, manufacturing readiness level, and investment readiness level. So the idea that comes from a student and the faculty member have lot of confusions or lot of supports are required to grow their product into technology readiness level, manufacturing readiness level, and business readiness level. So for that purpose only, the incubators are comes into picture. So the incubators are support in all these 3 areas. So that is so if you start a startup, then these 3 levels can be satisfied. So if you want to achieve in a good level of all the 3 levels, then only we go for the incubators. So the next important question is why startups? So at present, why people are bother about startups? Not only research institutions, and also now the more stylish word, that is a startup. So everyone want to start their own company. So why the startups are comes into picture here means the first important thing is growth of knowledge economy. So earlier cases before 100 years or 50 years, only business who will do the business means only who have the family business set up already who are all the people have family business, they will do the business. Then after that what happens means who are all the people have more money, then they will do the business. But at present now the trend changes, that is knowledge based economy. So so with the help of our education, our research activity, we gain more knowledge. So at present government of India also support to convert the knowledge into wealth. So government of India also gives lot of funding, so the people try to convert. So now the economy is not money based economy, it is knowledge based economy. So for that, then only that's why the more startups at present we are converting. So government of India also motivating all the innovators to start the innovation to become a startups. So at present we are in knowledge based economy, that's why more startups are comes into picture. Then vast problems and great opportunities. So a lot of students are studying engineering, management studies, and all these things. So they undergo various types of problems. So then they identify that there are huge opportunities, there are unsolved problems, are many things are there. So we have to give a solution for that problem. It may give great opportunities. Then the third important thing is global exposure. So at present, our students are studying in India, then they go for foreign countries for their MS and PhDs. So they will get the global exposure. They are more knowledgeable. Then they get more exposure about the technology and innovation. Then after that, getting all these things, if they work in top MNCs, what they do, if they working as an head in a top MNC, they will come up with some idea. They will go ask their management to support that idea to launch a product. Then they launch that. Then they, in their laboratory, they develop the product. Then the product is launched in the market. Then the company get the revenue. That revenue send it again to the management. So in that way, the system will work. So now the Indian youngsters are think about why we want to earn money for the other MNCs. Why we want to start our own company. We have to support for our nation. So for that purpose, so in that way, the mindset also changes at present. So we know one startup at present in Coimbatore. The company name is Green Energy. So the company CEO already worked in a top MNC in Germany. So what is their work there means they have to develop the components for electric vehicles. So they the CEO, what I am saying that he get the funding from his management. He developed the laboratory. Then they develop the e-vehicle components. Then they sell the market. The company get the revenue. So one particular time, what happens? Why we want to serve here? So that CEO quit his job. Nearly his yearly salary is nearly about 1.5 crore. He quit this job. At present, he start his own company. The company name is Green Energy. It is at present it is in Coimbatore. PhD step in that incubator they are running their company. So in that due to that global exposure, so at present a lot of startups are comes into picture. Then at present the resources, information, money, all these things are available. Then also the personality, passion, independence, challenge, autonomy, all these things are available when you go for innovation based entrepreneurship system. So that's why at present most of the youngsters, their age is they are in between 20 to 40. So they will become a startup CEOs at present. So that's why we are moving on to innovation based entrepreneurship ecosystem in India. So at present I want to clarify one more question here. You must know the clear difference between who is an entrepreneur and what is startup. So that is the thing. We have to know the exact difference. So entrepreneur who run a business venture, all these people are called as entrepreneur. So what they're doing most of the times, 90% of the entrepreneur will do the same business. Then all the entrepreneurs will working on or investing on the profitable business. If there is a risk, they will not do. Okay, so ultimate for all the business, finance is the ultimate motive. So that is known as entrepreneur. So those people are known as entrepreneurs. Okay, so their ideas are not almost already known ideas. They will only invest already proven business, already proven model only the entrepreneurs can invest. But startup is not like that. So startup have a unique problem. They have identified a unique problem. They also don't know either whether it is working or not working. Okay, there is huge uncertainty level will be there. Okay, so they have a unique problem. Always startup have, it is not an individual. Most of the times it have a team. They are innovative. They are also develop their product from idea to product stage. They will not do the existing thing. He always come up with a unique problem, unique solution, and they will develop from ideas to product stage. They only develop all these things. So this is the exact difference between entrepreneur and startup, right? So at present, we are motivating to go with the startup ecosystem. So we already know that. Now the question comes here. So yeah, any faculty member or student have an idea, they want to go with to next stage, then only we know that TRL, IRL, and MRL levels. So where we get the support. So who will give the support? So those support will be given by technology business incubators. So at present, India consists nearly 153 technology business incubators in India. So all these things are funded by DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. It organizes one board in 1982, that is NSTEDB, that is National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. So that is who they are the ultimate authority So what they do means they give the funding to the incubators. So earlier they give the funding to the incubators. The incubators are named as STEP, that is Science and Technology Entrepreneurs Park. So after that, in 2000, they give another funding for TBIs. So those things are called business incubators, business technology TBIs. They known as TBIs, technology business incubators. So at present, now another scheme also comes there, that is called Atal incubators, Atal scheme of incubators. So these are all the three levels of funding. So with the help of funding, nearly 150 incubators are around India. So with the DST funding support. So what they do? So what they do means, if a person come up with the idea or come up with a prototype, they give the physical space, working space. So at the early stage of entrepreneur or startup company, not have to invest for the physical infrastructure. So they will give the physical workspace for them at low cost. Then for early stage of startup, they need a research infrastructure. Suppose early I tell that. So if you want to develop a water heater, I have a different coil. So I need some coating, or I go with new material. So some research facility, research infrastructure also they have. So once I develop the infrastructure, I want to go with IP development, that is patent. So they also support for them for patent development and IP filing. Then mentorship support. So most of the time, the engineering students are much strong in technical part, but they don't know about business. So how to do the business in an effective way. So for that purpose, mentorship support. So they will connect with the mentors, how to launch the product. So they will give a lot of connectivity in technically, legally, and also in accounts, and also in finance. In all the aspects, they will give the mentorship support. So in that way, the legal support, accounting support, the networking support. So all these things are in that way they are supporting. The most important thing is finance. So if you want to launch a product or develop a product, we need finance. So Government of India allocate funding to the startups only through incubators. So the incubator will assess the project, assess the product, whether it is really a need. Then they will give the funding support to the particular incubators. So incubators, who are all the people are admitted there, who are all the people joining there, those people are called incubators. So they will give various funding support for developing the new product. So what are all the funding support, in which stage it is given? So all these things are we will discuss in the forthcoming slides. So so I already told it to you, India consists 153 incubators throughout the country. So at present 3000. So this data is based on 2020. This database is published. So as per 2020's database, India consists 153 incubators. Then 3,681 current incubators are in these incubators. So what are all the incubators at present in Coimbatore and nearby this region means, the first one is Forge. It is located in Saravanapatti in Kumaraguru College of Technology campus. The Forge incubator is there. Then another one is PhD Step. It is located at Pilamedu of Coimbatore. Then another one is Amrita College have a technology business incubator. So it is in it is also located at Coimbatore. Then another one is Kongu Engineering College also have their TBA. So all these TBAs are get funding support from the government. So through NST EDB, they will get the funding support. They will allocate the funding for the startups. So as per through incubators, nearly 1,992 IPRs are filed. Then incubators appear the third parties, that is given by 113. So the total investment, look at here, the total value of the companies are nearly about 850 crore. Then funding raised from incubation setup around 3.24 crores. How many in earlier stage, that is in the last 5 years of 2014 to 2019, 2,889 incubators are get graduated. That means they will run the business, they have enough income, then they come out to run their company in the other space. One in the incubator only, they will get the space and other facility in a subsidy rate. Once they graduated, they have to run their company at outside. So at in the year of 2019, the database is 2889. That much amount of incubators comes out from the incubators. So the revenue generated in 2014 to 19 nearly about 27,262 crores. So this is the huge, this much amount of revenue is generated. So employment nearly 65,864 direct employments are created. So the overall value, the project value is nearly about 35,208 crores. So this is the thing in India. With the help of business incubators, this much amount of revenue and all these things are generated. Then still how the incubators can be classified. So if you have an idea, we will not go and approach any incubator. So there are some trust area. Each incubator have focused on certain trust areas. So the incubators are classified based on their trust areas. So what are all the trust areas are there means, we know that the maximum, look at here. So the maximum percentage are focused on agri-tech. So 17% of incubators in India focused on agri-tech. Then healthcare sector contributes for 16.4%. Then IT and information technology, that is emerging technology, so 15%. Energy and environment 13%. Edutech 12.3%. Engineering, materials and manufacturing, construction 7.4%. Then transportation 5.3%. Hospitality and tourism 5.1%. Then fintech, financial company, that is 4.6%. So we have to identify the correct incubator. So if a student have certain idea, then they have to identify in which trust area we are focusing. So we have to approach the corresponding incubator for further development. So how the funding support given for the incubators? So the funding support given to the incubators in 4 ways. So one is 50% of support, that is the funding support given to the incubators through DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. Then funding apart from the government agencies are 28.6%. Then CSR, that is corporate social responsibility of any MNC companies, 17%. Then equity, based on equity model, 4.2% of funding are given for any incubators. So what is the role of incubators? So incubators get the funding. They have to identify the startups, or they have to identify the innovators, give the funding, give the mentoring support, convert the idea into a product, then launch it into a market. So this is the working model for any business incubator. So throughout, from idea to product, they will give entire support. So so how the incubators will select the particular product, or particular idea, or particular persons, a particular innovator to admit as an incubatee in their incubators means they will consider the first thing is idea. They will evaluate their ideas. So in what are all the major points they will consider while evaluating the idea means the first important thing is problem or pain. So if you go with an idea, they will check whether it is a simple problem or it is pain to the society. So it is simple problem means they will not admit you as an incubator. It is a real need. It is a real need in market. Definitely it have a huge commercial value. Then only they will admit you as an incubator in their incubators. Okay, so that is the thing. So problem or pain. So simple problems they will not support. Only it is an it is false on the major trust areas. It is really need. Then only they will consider that idea. Then innovative or unique selling proposition. So all we have a lot of ideas. So every ideas are maybe new. So new ideas is invention, but it may be it may be the unique selling proposition. That means it has some commercial value. Then only they will support you. So your idea must be innovative. Then the third important thing is it is need or want. It is a want category. It's a simple need, they will not consider. So it is more requirement in the market, they will consider your product. So it must be a want. Then good to have or nice to have. So they will check it. Some products are good to have, some products have nice to have. So they will check this constraint also before supporting the particular area. Then definitely the product or your idea will increase the productivity, reduce the cost or time or effort. So this is very, very important. Any idea or any product, if you go there, means it must reduce the cost or reduce the time or reduce the effort. It must increase in the productivity, then only they support it. So then also it must be the idea also have some disposable income. So after completing all these things, it also creates some income. So these are all the parameters are considered while you converting your idea into a product. So it is also suitable for us. Once we are selecting a particular idea, we have to evaluate with the help of these key points. Then only we can go for the funding support from anywhere. Then the second important thing is team. So most of the times all the startups have some team. Okay. So the two important criteria the incubators are check it are what first one is idea, second one is team. So what are all the things they will check it? That means the skill set of each team member. So he is simply my friend, that's why he is in my team. No, it is not like that. So the team each team members have some specified skill sets. Then only what is the role of the particular person in a team. So then only, so this is very, very important for team building while we approaching any incubators. So if the startup idea have 3 members team, means each one have a specific skill set. Then the skill set also must be an complementary and also supplementary. So what is complementary and supplementary means, suppose your first person is good in technical, then the other person should be good in manufacturing, the other person will be good in marketing. So in that way, the complementary and supplementary skill set must be there. All are good in technical, all are good in finance, all are good in marketing. No, this team will not succeed in the market. So if there is a team, each one have a specific skill set in the specific area, then only the incubators will consider the particular team. Okay. So this is very, very important that the synergetic team members, each one know their proper roles and well-defined roles and responsibilities. Then only the team able to succeed in the able to give successful products. So the idea and team, these two things each and every incubators will think about. So the technology startup founders, so what they have their mind. So after checking all these things, the technology business incubators think about whether they have passion, value and impact. So these 3 things will check by the incubators. So we have you, if you are a startup incubator, a founder, so they will think about what is your passion, what is your value, and how much impact you may create. So these 3 points are very, very important. So suppose a person working in a multinational company, he left his job to do this business, then they will compare that. So he's come from almost his CTC is nearly 1 crore. He left his job, he come to do the startup, means they will this is the good thing to check it, what is the passion about the particular person to come up for the business. Then what is the value, what is the value of the particular product, whether it have a huge commercial value, that is also to be considered. Then what impact it will be created in the market. So those things are very, very important when we approaching an incubator. Then the most important category is funding. So any any company, if you want to run it, or if you go through the process of idea, POC, IP, then prototype, then business model, then launching the company, we need each stage, we need a funding. So where we get the funding, we will get government of India gives lot of funding opportunity, especially for startups. In which way it comes? It only comes through the business incubators. Okay, so how we are approaching in what are all the various schemes are supporting to give the funding for startups. So those things we will discuss in forthcoming slides. So before knowing about the funding, we must know the startup life cycle. So if you know the startup life cycle, then only we may able to know where we are and which type of funding is suitable for uh, earlier earlier stage of startups. So we must know how the cycle will works on. So if you know that cycle, what is the startup life cycle, then only we can easily get the funding by approaching the corresponding schemes. So first I will explain about the startup life cycle. Then we move on to the funding opportunities. Then we move on to the some few case studies in this area. So look at here, this is the startup life cycle. So the startup life cycle consists three important stages. So look at here, this is known as valley of death. So this is the first stage, valley of death. Then it move on to a growth stage. Okay, that is early stage, then growth stage. So first important stage is valley of death, then early stage, then latter stage is known as growth stage. So in different stages, we need different funding. Okay, so there are different schemes also available to get the early startup cycle funding. We are having different schemes also. So we have to identify what is meant for valley of death and what is meant for early stage and latter stage. So for the purpose, I will explain about what is meant for valley of death. So the valley of death slide is shown here. So suppose, so in valley of death, again, it is classified into five equal parts. So idea stage, feasibility, product launch, product success, and the growth stage. So look at here. So the x-axis of the diagram will discuss about the years, okay, time. The y-axis will represent the money value. It may be loss or it may be profit. So if a startup or if a student or faculty startup at the initial stages, okay, at the initial stage, we have only idea. We are not having anything. So what is our first conversion? We want to convert our idea into POC, that is known as proof of concept. So for that purpose, we are in need of certain funding. So where we have to approach. So if you go with the full funding, what happens if your idea is failed at the initial stage itself, then the entire funding will be get lost. That's why Government of India release their funding stage by stage. That is from idea, then feasibility checking, product launch, then growth stage. So at idea stage, it consumes, for an example, it may consumes 1 year. First 1 year, I am only converting my idea into an proof of concept. So during that stage, what is the revenue for the company? There is no revenue for the company. Only I have to invest. So I have to purchase some material. I have to go for laboratory experimental setup, testing cost. All these things are there. So the company only have loss. No gain will be there. So during that time, we are in need of some funding support. Okay, so that support is known as fellowship supports are there. So one of the important scheme is known as DST launches Nidhi EIR scheme. So what is meant for Nidhi EIR scheme means entrepreneurship in residence. So this is a scheme is known as first stage. If you want to convert the idea into POC, that is known as the fellowship schemes. So in that scheme, they will give the funding support every month. They will give the stipend, and also they may give 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs to convert your idea into POC. So in engineering field, DST will give the EIR, entrepreneur in residence. That is the scheme. EIR scheme is there. Then the second important thing in BIRAC, if you are a biomedical student, BIRAC scheme is there. They will give every month. They will give some stipend to you. Then also they will give the funding. You are working as a fellowship in any technology business incubator. So you may use their research facility to check your idea into a proof of concept. So that is the very important stage. So that is known as, so in this stage, we are any student or faculty member are in this stage, they have an idea. If they want to check or develop the proof of concept stage, so they will go with the funding support. It is known as EIR, entrepreneurship in residence. So that scheme they will offer. Then, sorry, then we have an one more stage. So once we are check it like that, we are in EIR scheme. Now we have to go with I want to check, I want to convert my POC into an proof of concept into a prototype. So for that purpose, what is the schemes are support? So for that purpose, TBIs are giving Nidhi Prayas. So Nidhi Prayas is another scheme. So that scheme will support here. So that scheme. So from here, so feasibility to here, product launch. So in this area, so Government of India through TBIs, they will give Nidhi Prayas. So Nidhi Prayas is a scheme. So in that scheme also, so during prototype, you are so from here to here, you check the validity. You check the validity of the concept. So here also no profit, then POC to prototype. So during that time also, we are not having any revenue to the company. So during that time also, we are investing a lot of money. So during that time also, which type of to convert your POC into prototype. So Government of India gives through Nidhi Prayas scheme, they will give the funding support for us. Then after that, so your proof of concept is successfully converted into prototype. Then we move on to this stage, that is go to the market. So now we are launching into the market. So now what happens? You are selling your product into the market. So the company will get some revenue, but we are not having profits. Okay, yearly. Why means we are having lot of investment to develop our idea into a product. So we have a lot of investment here. So initially, what happens if you sell the product in the market? Slightly slow down only, our loss will be get minimized. The company will get revenue. So that is known as growth stage. Okay, so that is called a product success. Okay, so if the product is success, slow down only we will get the revenue. So that is known as go to market stage. Okay, we are launching the money in the market. So that is known as the go to market stage. So for that purpose, the third stage, Government of India give a seed scheme. So seed is a Nidhi seed scheme. So with the help of Nidhi seed scheme, we are getting the money. The startups get some money to convert their money. So three important stages. First stage, idea to POC, enterprise EIR scheme. Then second stage, Nidhi Prayas, POC to prototype. Then third stage, grow to market, Nidhi seed scheme. So these are all the three important schemes are available in DST. So there are other funding bodies also there. So MSME also giving some funding. Then METI, one more thing, Ministry of, I think, Electronics and Information Technology. So that board also gives some funding for this process also. So in that way, we will develop the funding. So once look at here. So if you attain this stage, if you attain this stage here what happens at this stage? Your investment is equal to the revenue. So this is known as break-even point, BEP. That is, the investment is equal to the expenditure. So if you are in this stage, if you want to grow further, we need, that is called growth stage. So this is a growth stage. So during that stage, where we go for the investment. So most of the times up to this, we will get the in valley of death. So why means in valley of death, there is a huge possibility for failure of the product. Some product may fail at idea stage. Some product may fail at POC stage. Some product may fail at prototype. Some product may fail at initial market launch. So in this valley of death, there is a huge uncertainty, huge chance for failure. So no bankers, no other financial institutions are give money at this stage. So most of the time, government of India through this DST, they will give various funding support to effectively launch their product. So once if you attain this stage, break-even point, then definitely we know there is a huge opportunity for the particular product for further growth. So for that purpose, if you attain this stage, at this point, if you are in this point, during this time, this is known as yearly. I show it in the previous slide. This is the stage. So the valley of death, all these things I explained. So at this point is known as break-even point, no profit, no loss. Then we move on to this stage. So this is the stage is known as yearly stage of startup growth. So here, who will give the funding for the startup means those people are known as angel investors. So if you are in this stage, the TBIs, the technology business incubators, arrange for angel investors. So the angel investors comes, you have to present your current business strategy and your business model. If the angel investors are agree, they are interested in your business, then they will invest. Then they also earn one of the partner for the company. We have some revenue sharing schemes. So then only if they give the investment, then the startup will create huge profit. Okay, they will give huge profit. So that is known as a early stage of startup development. For early stage of startup development, we have to go with angel investment. So that is the one more category. Then if you go for later stage, once you will make more profit, more profit, you are earning, your startup earning crores and crores, then what happens here means, then this angel investors connect the company with the other person, that is called as venture capital. So what is meant for venture capital means there are a lot of venture capitalist companies are there. They will invest. They will only invest in startups who will give more earnings. So that is called as VC investment. So the angel investor connect this company, this type of startups with venture VCs, that is venture capitalist. So where the VCs get funding means huge companies in foreign countries, people not get interest from banks. So they will invest in venture capitalists, or big shots, or arrange some person as an funding manager for their venture capitalists. They have to analyze the startups. They will give the further funding support. Then this venture capitalist also become a shareholder in that particular company. So the another investment also comes here. So further growth of the startup also takes place here. Then once so we completed government funding, angel investment, venture capitalist, then it goes, the last part is known as IPO, that is initial public offering. So the venture capitalists, what they make means, with the help of their and the board of the company, decide to make the particular company in IPO. What is meant for IPO means it is an initial public offer, that is called share market. Then the company will be launched in the share market. So then there is a huge growth will be occurs. So in that way, the startup life cycle will start. It starts from idea, then it ends with the public market. Okay, open domain. So this is the startup life cycle. So throughout that life cycle, we will get different from funding from various offerings. So early stage, we have an entrepreneurship in residence, then Nidhi Prayas scheme. Then after getting Nidhi Prayas, we move on to seed scheme, then angel investment, then venture capitalist investment, then IPO. So in that way, the funding opportunities are there. So so money is not a problem at present. Okay, ideas are important. Okay, innovation, new ideas it should have a commercial value that is known as innovation. If you have an innovative idea, at present, there is money is not a constraint, space is not a constraint. So Government of India and all the incubators are ready to support you to convert your idea into the company or the business venture. So this is the startup life cycle. So I explained the valley of death. So this is the very, very important period is this one. So if you cross this valley of death from, if you go like this is hockey bat like that structure. So if you, every startup life cycle is like a hockey bat. So if you start here, idea, then if you come across this, definitely it creates a huge business value, huge revenue. It is so when you compare with the salaried person, their growth, the startup founders' growth is enormous, especially financially. They are more independent. They will earn more and more. So this is the thing. In that way, the startup ecosystem and the financial ecosystems are working. So, so at present, what is the statistics? So this is the current scheme in all the TBAs are focusing. That is National Initiative for Development and Harnessing Innovations. So this is a scheme that is simply called as NITI. So these are all the statistics at present. All these data are coming from NSTEDB. So in the year of 2020, they will publish these data. So so under this NITI scheme only, 27 TBAs are supported. So especially with the accelerator programs. So NITI, so pre-incubation, incubation, then the last part is known as accelerated. So almost 417 companies are supported with 20.8 lakh crores. So under NITI scheme, this will achieve. Then 20 Nidhi Prayas TBA supported, 20 TBAs are supported with Nidhi Prayas program. Under 401 Nidhi Prayas, that is incubators, have been supported. So 20 TBAs are supported with Nidhi Prayas, and the total beneficiaries, that is 401 persons are supported, they get the funding. Then look at the EAR, Entrepreneur in Residence. So TBA supported with the Nidhi EAR program, which 221 EAR have been supported here. Okay, so this is the database under NITI. We get it. So I already told you that Entrepreneur in Residence program. So every month, if you selected, the ultimate objective is idea to proof of concept, not a product. It is only you are converting your idea into proof of concept. Every month you may get 30,000 rupees stipend, and also the fellowship nearly 4 to 5 lakhs you will get. So this is comes under the scheme of NITI EAR, and also Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology also gives EAR, Entrepreneurship in Residence program, especially for to produce the components in electronics and IT fields. So the fellowship is nearly worth of 4 lakh rupees. Most of the incubators have these two schemes. PhD Step have both the schemes. So the second important scheme is so POC to prototype. So I already told you that Nidhi Prayas. So the Nidhi Prayas. So here we are converting POC to prototype. So the startup grant is nearly about 10 lakhs. Okay, so in Nidhi Prayas, the scheme in Nidhi scheme, the scheme name is Prayas. Okay, Prayas means promoting and accelerating young aspiring technology entrepreneurs. So that is abbreviation for Prayas. So in that scheme, you may get 10 lakhs. So here our objective is to convert the POC of the product into a prototype or product. So that is the objective. So the thing is 10 lakh rupees they will get funding in Nidhi Prayas. In MITI project fund, they may give 7 lakh rupees to convert your POC into prototype. So the beneficiaries, so 401 people are supported. 306 companies are started with started in 31 PCs. Okay. Then innovation supported is 401. Prototype developed is 214. IP filed is 173. Project in progress is 169. Discontinued projects are 14. So this is the through this Nidhi Prayas scheme, this much amount of impact is created in India. So this is about prototype to POC to prototype. So the next important thing is I want to share 3 case studies. So this is the last slide for today's session. So I want to share the 3 case studies. So Squid this is the first company we have to go with. So it is a student project. So he is a student in a famous design school in Pune. So one time the faculty members are give some assignment. That assignment is slowly converted into product. Then they will approach TBAs in Pune. STEP in Pune. They will get Nidhi Prayas funding support of 10 lakh rupees. Then they launched in the market. Then at present it is a very very famous company, especially in the sanitary sanitary bags manufacturing process. So look at this Squitties. So look at here what they did. So I will show it in this slide. So look at Squitties. This one. So what we know that in traditional Indian toilets, we feel we are not able to sit in proper position. So that is the major drawback. Look at here, very painful, imbalanced. It is very, it creates lot of issues to us. Okay, so the proper positioning is the it is the biggest problem. So what this innovator do, he just make the position, the slanting position. So look at here, this product. So it is an inclined footrests are mounted here. So with the help of a small innovation, it creates a huge revenue. It creates a huge revenue in the market. Okay, with the help of only this, so it creates a huge revenue. Look at this this part. So if blind people come there, they also easily identify in which way they have to go. Then they also filed 5 patents for this product in India and also in abroad. So it is it is also a very low cost product. Per piece, it is only count about 1,000 rupees, and it have a huge commercial value. So we for innovation and we think lot of things. Innovation means we know technology, all these things. How this product is more innovative. Look at that. He understand the problem. What is the understand in the Indian toilets? So people are suffered, painful and imbalanced. How to overcome this? Very simple idea. It is they start this model in classroom. Then they approach it slowly. It is developed. It is converted into product. Now at present it is a good company. So they have huge market value at present. Nearly, I think they may earn crores and crores. They also look at this product have 5 patents, not only India and also other South Asian countries, China, Japan, and Singapore, Malaysia, and all these areas. They filed this patent for this product. So many of the companies already manufacturing this type of business. But this is a new innovative product comes from TBA supports. Okay, the step. So through Nidhi Prayas scheme, this product is developed. Okay, so look at their the revenue, nearly 1 crore in the first year itself. They create the revenue only for this product. The total value for this product. Look at here. He is the person. He is a student. Good design. He win the design award in 2019. So the first year itself, they earned nearly the total revenue for the company is nearly 1 crore. So no idea is big, no idea is small. We will not think this is a simple idea. No, any idea have huge commercial value. Definitely, it will be supported. So our thing is we have to remember what is the idea. Ideas are important, right? So it have the commercial value. It must be implementable. So this is a good example how Government of India and all these TBS support a college student's idea into a product with 10 commercial value. So this is the one simple idea. So another idea I want to show is this Atomberg technologies. So what they did here means they are developing BLDC based fans, that is brushless direct current fans. So for the purpose, I show one YouTube video how the product is developed, how TBS are supported, how they are arranging the mentors. All these things are given in this video. So I will play this video for you. Just to go through this video, help.
Sir, excuse me, sir, no audio. So that is the Atomberg technology. That is the one of the important case study. That is also supported by Technology Business Incubator in IIT Bombay. So one more case study is the Noka Robotics. So that robotics company, how they are developed. So I have to show that is also supported by Nidhi Prayer scheme. So that video we have to play. So the major problem here is to clean the solar panels, we need a lot of water and lot of manpower. So they developed this type of auto cleaning machine. They call just robots, Noka S100. So it is used to clean the solar panels. So the solar panel, if it consists dust, its efficiency is hugely reduced.
So that's it about the presentation. The last funding is seed funding. So if you want to commercialize the product from prototype, then if you go for market launch, then nearly 5 lakh rupees are given as a seed fund. So with the 5% interest. So this is a very minimum. So the complete details are given here. So that is the thing. So at present, the PhD step have these type of facilities. So we undergo, we Suresh sir and Gautam sir undergo 2 weeks FDP at PhD step. We know that their startup, their incubator name is Innosphere. So they have all these facilities to convert their idea into product and to launch as an startup. And also they have all these listed funding schemes. So that's it about my presentation. So what we have to know at present, the ecosystem is knowledge based. Money is not a constraint. If you have a proper idea, the idea may be big or small, but it must be the commercial value. If you have a commercial value, definitely there is a huge opportunity to convert those things as a startup. So that's it from my part. Over to you. So if you have any queries, you may ask now. I am ready to answer for these things. So, my voice is not audible. Hello.
Voice is
Hi.
voice is audible,
Okay.
but the video voice
Oh,
that.
okay. Sorry for that. So that's it. So if you have any specific queries, you may ask now. I'm ready to answer for the questions. Any queries from your side? If you have any specific queries, so we are also doing a lot of innovation and entrepreneurship in our campus to develop this type of ecosystem. So if you have any specific queries, you may ask. Ma'am, any queries, ma'am? Or
Sir, I will wind up, sir.
okay,
I don't
ma'am,
think.
okay, ma'am. Okay, wow.
Okay.
So I think it may be so. So I want to thank Suresh sir and all the IAC members and principal of Akshaya College of Engineering Technology to give this opportunity to share my views regarding startup and funding opportunities, especially for higher education institutions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So on behalf of Institutions Innovation Council and Entrepreneurship Development Center of Akshaya College of Engineering and Technology, I extend hearty vote of thanks to our resource person, Dr. M.M. Matheshwaran, sir, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Janssens Institute of Technology, who spared his time from his busiest schedule. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I extend my gratitude to our principal, ma'am, to all heads of various departments, faculty members, and all my dear students for joining the session. Thank you. The feedback link and assessment link will be shared in the chat box. Thank you.